Hey everyone, I've got another deck update video for Vanguard. I'm going to continue the more shorter version for these updates to decks after I did the Raziel Vita video. Simply because, well, it's getting a bit tedious to go over a bunch of cards I've already gone over before. So as I said in the Raziel video, I'll only go into detail of the new cards. And, well, if you want to, you can pause the video to read the effects of the old ones, just so you can remind yourself, or you could also go back to the past videos if you wish. So, I will still go over the quantities of the cards that you're going to use and whatnot, and other changes you might want to do yourself if you have other more practical cards that you want to use, as I can't get everything I need, unfortunately, so I work with what I have. But anyway, this is a fairly competent Levidras build, in my opinion. Of course, we've got the grade 0 for Levidras here. The grade 1. The grade 2, and of course, the Destined King of Infinity, Levidras Empireo. Just have a good read of that. Of course, 3 more copies of the King in the main deck. Four copies of the original Levidras, also in the main deck. Two copies of Charmnet, as she was recently limited to 2 on the restriction list. 1 copy of Shurkill Seed Machine Gun. This is a blitz order that is actually very good in a lot of matchups where your opponent's rear guards restand or the Vanguard restands itself. So, yeah, you can have a look at that card there. Of course, 4 copies of possibly the best rear guard Levidras has, and that is a Nota Guster. Here we've got the new card, and that is Acquired Panther Rod. Its effect is, when this unit is placed on a rearguard circle with an Infinity-Eyes marker, this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. If your Infinity-Eyes marker is in your other rearguard in the same column as this unit, choose one of your other units, and it also gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. And then at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, you can retire this unit. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater card with Levidras in its card name from among them. Reveal it and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle the deck. So this is ways for you to get more copies, or to find copies of your King Levidras and the original Levidras, and that is a great card. Unfortunately, Raziel didn't get a card like that in this set. However, in the next coming set, he will have a card very similar to this one. Those who saw the anime probably know who I'm talking about. Of course, we now have 4 copies of Hulil. You can probably use Hulil if you want, or if you want a better version of this, you can go for the Dual Nation card for Stoicheia and Keter Sanctuary. I don't remember its name off of the top of my head, but I'm sure those who actually know the card and remember it will probably know which one I am referring to. Three copies of the special booster for Levidras, that is Full Knowledge Foxseal. Of course, you can also run 4 copies if you wish, dropping something else, as this is a pretty important card. 3 copies of Inquisitive Squirrel. This was probably what a lot of people thought would have been hit on the restriction list, but it wasn't, as it is a very good card for Levidras. Of course, we also have 2 copies of Clarence. This is the Countercharger for Levidras. 4 PGs, 3 of them being any of the Stoicheo ones that you wish, and of course 1 being Elementaria Sanctitude if you have it. 4 non-effect or effect heals if you wish. It really depends on what you want to go with. My effect ones are currently in another deck, so we can just pretend these are the effect ones. 3 of the non-effect criticals. 4 of the effect fronts. 4 of the non-effect heals. Again, you can run the effect heals if you want. I personally don't like them. And then, of course, we have the Stoicheo Overtrigger, which is Bless Favor. And that is the update video for Levidras Empireo. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video.